In mid-June, I went out to the porch to check the mosquito trap in the corner of the yard. There were already mosquitoes caught in the tray, but after I bent down for a minute to coil up the hose, they still found my ankles. That did not make the trap useless. It just reminded me that each method has its own job. A trap pulls down some mosquitoes around where it sits. Standing water handles the problem of mosquitoes breeding after rain. But if just a few of the ones left still find your ankles, an evening on the porch can get ruined pretty fast. Today, I do not want to give you one more device to hang in the corner of the garden or another spray to try and then forget about. I want to talk about a very thin scent masking layer used right on your body right when mosquitoes start looking for a place to land. The $2 trick sits in that layer. It does not make the mosquitoes in your backyard disappear, and it does not replace traps, standing water cleanup, or the old tasks you still need to do. But used the right way, it helps make mosquitoes take a little longer before they notice you in those first few minutes outside. For someone who has already used traps, this is the next layer. For someone just getting started, this is a small thing that is easy to try before spending more money. Stay until the end, because the secret is not just in what gets mixed together. The more useful part is finding the right version, one light enough, neat enough, and comfortable enough that you will actually use it every time you open the door and step into the yard. Does your neighbor's yard really have fewer mosquitoes? Some nights you step out into your own yard and get bitten right away, while the other side of the fence seems a lot quieter. But getting bitten less and having fewer mosquitoes are not always the same thing. This is where a lot of people misunderstand the problem. They think the yard next door must have better spray, a stronger trap, or some kind of trick hidden behind the fence. Maybe they really do take good care of their yard. But when it comes to mosquitoes finding you after just a few minutes, we have to look at another layer. The yard still matters. Standing water, thick bushes, tall grass, damp, dark corners, plant saucers after the rain, all of that can make more mosquitoes show up. I still would not ignore those things. But once mosquitoes are already in the area, the problem does not stop at where they are. The problem is which person in the yard becomes the clearest target. Female mosquitoes do not just fly around randomly and happen to bite you by accident. When they need blood, they follow the signals your body gives off: your breath, your skin scent, sweat, body heat. The moisture around you, exposed skin like your ankles, wrists behind your ears, and the back of your neck. That is why one person can stand outside for just a few minutes and get bitten all around the legs, while the person next to them just sits there talking. If you are the person in the house that mosquitoes always find first, you know how annoying that feels. It does not always mean you are doing something really wrong. Sometimes your body is just giving off clearer signals than someone else at the exact time mosquitoes are looking for a meal. After mowing the lawn, after sweating after a hot, humid day, or when you sit still in a corner with no breeze, those signals are even easier for them to read. So yes, your neighbor's yard might have fewer mosquitoes, but sometimes they may just be less noticeable to mosquitoes when they step outside. And if the problem is the way mosquitoes read the signals on your body, then the fix has to change a little too. You need a smaller layer closer to your body used right before you step into the yard. Not something placed in a garden corner, not something you plug in, not something sprayed around the fence, something much simpler than that. And that is where the $2 trick starts. The $2 secret you carry with you. This simple thing that costs only $2 is a small bottle of homemade lotion used in tiny amounts on the spots mosquitoes tend to find first. It starts with 3 ordinary things in the house: cloves, real vanilla extract, and unscented lotion. I did not get the idea from the bug spray aisle, but from a very small moment in the kitchen. My wife was using vanilla extract, and I had just been messing around out in the yard. The vanilla smell stayed on my hands and the kitchen towel for quite a while, but it was not harsh like perfume. In the spice drawer, there were also cloves with a warmer, stronger smell. I looked at those 2 things and thought, hold on, if mosquitoes often go for exposed skin, first, maybe I can use this scent in a different way. But cloves and vanilla alone were not enough. I needed something that would help that scent stay on the skin, let me apply just a tiny bit, and not make the formula more complicated. That was when unscented lotion came into this little bottle. Think of a small bottle of lotion sitting by the back door, something you use just a little on the spots mosquitoes usually bite. First, then you step outside. Do not turn this little bottle into a mess of scents. The more you mix in, the harder the formula is to control. Here you only need 3 main things: cloves, real vanilla extract, and unscented lotion. The cloves give the clearest base scent. The vanilla softens that scent. The unscented lotion helps the mix stay on your skin instead of disappearing too fast. The clove scent should stand out the most in this bottle. It is warm, a little spicy, and pretty noticeable, so you only need a moderate amount. Use too much, and the smell will become sharp, especially when you apply it near your wrist's collar or the back of your neck. This trick has to feel comfortable, or you will not want to use it again the next day. The vanilla here is not meant to make you smell like something sweet out in the yard. It just makes the clove scent a little softer and a little easier to smell. And the lotion is what makes this formula more practical. Instead of spraying all over the place and not knowing where the scent goes, lotion gives you a way to apply a small amount in the right spots with control over how much you use. The lotion should be unscented. This is an easy place to mess up. Do not use lotion that smells like flowers fruit or strong perfume. When the lotion is already too fragrant, you are adding another scent to the formula, and it becomes very hard to know which scent is helping and which one is making things messy. Because it is lotion, it works best in very small amounts. You do not need to rub it all over your arms and legs. Just think about the spots mosquitoes usually find. First, like ankles, wrists, the back of the neck, the edge of your sleeves, and the edge of your pant legs. Applying it to just a few spots like that is much neater than spraying your whole body. To be clear, this little bottle will not make the whole yard mosquito-free. It will not deal with standing water. It will not kill larvae. It will not replace the things you need to do after it rains. Its job is smaller, to help make you less easy for mosquitoes to notice for a few hours outside, especially when you are only stepping out for a little while and then coming back in. But if you want to use it before going out onto the grass, standing on the porch, or doing a few things outside without feeling uncomfortable, the way you mix it has to be right from the start. Too strong and it is hard to use. Too weak and it is a waste of effort. So how should this little bottle be mixed? The little bottle by the back door, how to mix it so it is easy to use. When mixing cloves, real vanilla extract, and unscented lotion, I do not start with a big jar. I make one small batch first. This is something I learned from my dad in the garage. Anything you mix yourself for the first time, do not make a lot of it right away. With something you put on your body, making a small amount first is always safer and easier to adjust. Start with the cloves. I use about 1 tablespoon of whole cloves lightly crushed or roughly ground so the scent opens up. You do not need to turn them into a fine powder. Just cracking them a little is enough. Put those cloves into a small pot with about 2 to 3 ounces of clean water. Then let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. When the water turns light brown and the clove smell comes up, clearly turn off the heat, let it cool, then strain out the liquid. At this step, using a glass cup, a clean spoon, and a clean bottle will save you some trouble. The clove smell can stick around for a long time on some thin plastics. Once the clove water has cooled, put 1 tablespoon of it into the small bottle. Add 1 tablespoon of real vanilla extract. Then add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of unscented lotion. Stir slowly until it is even. Do not whip it hard like you are making cream because you only need the mixture to smooth out, not foam up. The right texture should feel like lotion that is just a little runny with a clear clove smell that does not hit you straight in the nose. If it feels too strong, add a little more unscented lotion. If it is too thin, add more lotion. The first time, do not try to make it super strong. A formula that is easy to use is always better than one so strong you do not want to put it on a second time. Because there is water in this formula, I do not keep this bottle for a whole month. Make a small amount, close it tight, keep it cool, and use it within a few days. If the smell changes, the color changes, or anything seems off, throw it out. Natural does not mean you can use it carelessly, but do not stop at mixing it and then smelling it in the kitchen. Inside the house, the clove scent can seem very clear, but outside in the yard, that is a different story. Mosquitoes do not react to smell the same way our noses do. The important part comes next, why this scent has to sit in the right spots to actually help. The scent masking layer that makes mosquitoes lose track. Do not think that just leaving cloves somewhere out on the porch is enough. I tried putting a small bowl near the chair. The porch did smell nice, but my ankles still got bitten. That was when I realized the point is not to make the whole corner of the yard smell like cloves. The point is to bring that scent to the exact place where mosquitoes are about to land. Once a mosquito gets close, it does not need to find your whole body. It only needs one exposed spot that is warm and easy enough to land on. That is the moment this lotion layer helps. It does not cover the whole yard. It does not clear every mosquito out of the air. It just sits in a thin layer on your skin right at the spots mosquitoes often check before they bite. That is why placing scent out in the yard and applying a thin layer to the right spots are not the same thing. One makes the air smell nicer, the other gets in the way, at the moment the mosquito is checking where to land. Cloves do not make mosquitoes disappear. They just make the bite spot less obvious, so mosquitoes need more time before they find you. Cloves contain eugenol, the compound that creates that warm, spicy, very recognizable smell. That scent is clear enough to cut into the natural scent layer on your skin, almost like adding a little static to the mosquito's search path. But static does not mean a complete block. If the yard is full of mosquitoes, if you are sweating a lot if it rains, or if the lotion layer gets wiped off, the effect will get weaker. That is why I always see this trick as a support layer, not an invisible shield. But before you put this bottle on and step out into the yard, do not guess. Next, I will show you a very quick test to know whether the scent is just right, whether your skin can handle it, and whether you are using it in the right spots. Do that step first, and you will avoid the small mistakes that can make this trick stop working from the very first try. A small test before you put it on. One time I got a little too confident with the first batch. After mixing it, the smell seemed fine, so I put it straight on my wrists and ankles and stepped out into the yard. Before long, the clove smell had stuck to my sleeves and followed me all the way back into the house. Nothing serious, but annoying enough that I had to wash it off. Since then, I do not use the guessing method anymore. I do a quick test first. Since then, before using this bottle for real, I check the smell first. Open the cap and smell it lightly. The clove scent should be clear, but it should not hit you straight in the nose. If it smells sharp, as soon as you open the cap, add a little unscented lotion to soften it. Then comes the skin. Do not test it right away on your ankles or the back of your neck. Put on a thin streak about the size of a grain of rice, somewhere easy to wash. First, then, wait and see how your skin reacts. If it feels hot, burns, turns red, itches, or feels uncomfortable, wash it off and do not keep using it on your skin. Avoid the eyes, mouth scratches, irritated skin, and do not use it on young kids or pets by guessing on your own. After that, check how much you are applying. If a few minutes later your skin feels sticky, your clothes hold the smell strongly, or you keep smelling it around your face, that means you used too much. This trick only needs a very thin layer. This small test is worth doing because it tells you whether the bottle works for your skin, whether the smell is right, and whether you are applying too much. Once you get through that step in the final part, I will show you a few more flexible ways to use it lighter for sensitive skin, neater for clothes, and more convenient for those times when you only step out into the yard for a few minutes. Variations for real yards, real skin, and real people. The basic version does not have to work for everybody. Everyone's skin is different. Every yard is different, and the way people go outside is different too. Do not force yourself to use it exactly one way if your body does not like it. For sensitive skin, the safer way is to start a little farther from the skin. Instead of applying it directly, use a very small amount on the edge of your socks, the edge of your pant legs, your cuffs, or a bandana tied loosely while gardening. This still keeps the scent near the spots mosquitoes usually look for, but it reduces direct contact with your skin. Avoid the face, eyes, mouth, and do not use it on young kids' clothes or anywhere pets tend to lick. People who do not like the feel of lotion can switch to a lighter spray version. Use a more diluted clove water, add a little witch hazel, then test it first on a bandana, a porch chair, or the fabric near your cuffs. I would not spray it randomly on skin because everyone's skin reacts differently. With the spray version, the goal is to create a light scent layer around where you sit or on something you carry with you, not to soak the whole yard. And with clove essential oil, you have to be more careful. Essential oil is much stronger than clove water, so do not put it straight on your skin. It needs to be diluted carefully in a carrier oil or unscented lotion. Just a few drops can already be strong enough, and with essential oil, more does not mean better. At this point, you do not just have a formula. You have a way to choose the version that fits you. Then place it in the right spot within your whole mosquito control system. Standing water gets handled in the yard. Traps handle fixed spots, and the clove and vanilla layer handles the moment you step outside. After using this clove and vanilla bottle a few times, the first thing I noticed was not that the backyard went completely silent. Mosquitoes could still be flying around somewhere, but that feeling of being found the second I opened the door clearly went down. I no longer stepped onto the porch thinking, well, here we go, my legs are getting bitten again. For a trick this cheap, that is a result worth keeping. Not because it is perfect, but because it is small enough to use quickly, light enough that it does not bother me, and practical enough to sit by the back door instead of being forgotten in a cabinet. Now I want to ask you, would you try this trick? If you did, which step do you think would be the hardest for you? The clove smell, the sticky feel of the lotion-sensitive skin, or how to store this little bottle? If your home has a cheap mosquito trick that actually works, leave it below. And remember to subscribe to the channel, because coming up I will be testing even stranger traps, cheaper ones too, but they still have to work in a real yard.